Welcome to A New Beginning podcast. I'm your host, Maureen Doyle. I'm a certified life coach, author, and coffee enthusiast. Did you know that at any moment you can create a new beginning in your health, relationships, career, or mindset? Each week, I will share simple strategies to transform your life and create new beginnings. Ready to start yours? Let's dive in. Hello, my friends. Today we're going to talk about your true desire. Do you ever long for a new beginning, but you're not quite sure what it is that you want? What is your true desire? What are your dreams? Quite often when I ask my clients, what do you want? They're so unsure. They can't answer. They get this deer in the headlights stare. And then I ask, what don't you want? That usually is such an easier question to answer. Their list of what they don't want is long and detailed. And that's a great start. Figure out what you don't want first, and then you can figure out what you do want. So here's what you do. Get a sheet of paper and make a list of everything you don't want, and then create another list right next to those items and write down their opposite. It might look something like this. I don't want to be overweight. The opposite would be I want to get healthy. I don't like where I live. I don't like living in the city. The opposite could be I want to live in the country. I don't like the snow. The opposite, I want to move to a warmer climate. I don't want to be alone. The opposite, I want a relationship. It's always helpful to get out of your head and put your thoughts onto paper. When we're just carrying around thoughts in our mind, they tend to pile up and become confusing and overwhelming, and then nothing happens. We just spin. So I suggest this exercise. But here's another problem that happens. Sometimes we can't access what we want because we tell ourselves, I don't know. And here's what happens in our brain when we say, I don't know. Complete silence. It's like a steel door shutting. We can't access any creativity in our mind when we say, I don't know. A better answer would be, I'm figuring it out. When you say to yourself, I'm figuring it out, your brain opens up to creativity and possibility. Those three simple words of, I don't know, can really hold you back. Another reason why it's difficult to decide what you want is because your true desires have been buried under the weight of what others think or what they want. And this starts at an early age when parents and teachers and peers and society begins to tell us what we should or shouldn't do or want. And our true desires and talents start to get covered up. If you were a child that loved the arts, whether it be creative writing or drawing or acting, and you had parents that were doctors or CPAs, they might have told you to focus on math and science and put away your creative pursuits. And then fast forward to you as an adult. Maybe you're a doctor or a researcher, and you really don't enjoy it. You feel like something is missing, and you can't figure out why you're so unhappy. That would be the time to tap into your true essence, your true self, and give that part of you a voice. So here's what you can do. Get a journal and start taking notes. What are you curious about? What are you fascinated by? What sparks delight? What books are you reading? What podcasts are you listening to? If you wander into a bookstore, where do you go? What section? What books do you pick up? There aren't too many bookstores these days, so maybe you need to take a look at your Amazon cart. What books are in there? These are all clues to your true desires. And this is what I think. Our true desires are a roadmap to our destiny. I don't believe that you would be given a desire if it wasn't possible for you to make it happen. Here's what might happen next. Once we become aware of our desires or our wants and declare them, get ready, because a flood of limiting and negative beliefs might start to pile up. Some of those thoughts might look like this. You can't have that. What in the world are you thinking? Don't be ridiculous. Be realistic. You'll never make money doing that. Of course, it's hard to honor your dreams when you have thoughts like that. But just because you have a thought, it doesn't make it true. You don't have to believe them. Chances are these thoughts and beliefs were given to you. You adopted them at some point in your life. I suggest you give them back. They don't belong to you. And here's the thing about true desire. You might ignore it and pretend it doesn't exist. You might even rationalize that it doesn't make sense. But it'll come back to you. It'll nag you. It's that slightly uncomfortable feeling in your body that whispers to you, hey, listen to me. This is what I want. You can't get to where you're going if you don't have a clear destination. Creating a new beginning will require this clarity. So spend some time with yourself. Get to know yourself. Start out with a list of what you don't want. Next to each entry, write its opposite. Figure out what you do want. And then keep a journal of everything you find interesting, whatever you find fascinating. What makes your ears perk up? What are you curious about? This list may appear random, but it's all great clues to what's next for you. Have a great week, my friends. Talk to you next week. If you enjoyed this podcast, check out my free workbook, 6 Secrets to Getting Anything That You Want. Head over to maureen-doyle.com/6secretsguide to pick up your free copy today.